Hey everybody, Aaron here with the Nerd Herders. This is my response to Travis's first vlog video. He and I are going to be doing this back and forth conversation. If you watched his first one, he explained that it was going to be as a way in 2021 for him and I to be able to talk more. We don't live in the same town anymore. We have pretty much opposite work schedules. So it's hard to coordinate being able to make something at the same time, even remotely, virtually. We'll still, of course, keep doing our regular content together when we can, and I'll keep doing stuff here with Sam and Kim and all that. But this is something, just a special little project for Travis and I in 2021. So, hey Travis, you had gone over your highlights of 2020, all the good things in what was, well, pretty obviously a crappy year for a lot of people. But there are good things that came out of 2020, even if you have to look a little harder to find it. So, Travis, I appreciate you sharing, the good stuff that you had in 2020. And your question for me was what were my highlights of 2020? With the pandemic and the shutdown, haven't been interacting with as many friends as I usually would. I'm already not a super social person, so my circle of friends is relatively small, but there are a lot of people that I haven't been able to see that I do miss. But the people that I have been able to interact with, I would say our friendships, our relationships have been strengthened this year or this past year now, 2020. And I'm really grateful for like the time that I've got to spend with Sam and Kim, who I live with, and virtually the amount of time that I've spent with you, Travis, or with Mark and Amanda and Thaden playing these games, and really kind of just even though we're not in the same space and we're all still working and doing school or whatever, different people doing different things, being able to still just like take that time to hang out virtually, even if it's just our posse in Red Dead Redemption, or you and I screwing around on GTA Online, just having good pure fun. I mean, I haven't laughed so much as I have, when we're playing those games with a group and stuff. It just gets ridiculous. And, that really is a highlight of the year. I mean, we've been doing those sorts of things for years, but it really kind of took on a special meaning in 2020 to be able to just kind of escape into games with friends that way. Also, something that I'm proud of that came out of 2020. Initially, something that I struggled with was not being able to do as much. I felt, guilty to basically come straight home from work and then just sit around the house or play video games. I was playing a lot more games than I used to, and I felt guilty about that. I felt like I should be doing something more. I'm lazy, and I realized I can't go out and do a lot of the things that I was doing, and there's a reason for that, and it's okay to just stay home, stay safe, interact with the people that you live with, but not go out and take unnecessary chances. And if playing more video games or watching more TV is the way that you spend that time, it's not a complete waste. It's definitely not something to feel guilty about, because you are doing, a safe thing and something that is also enjoyable, for yourself to spend your time with. So I'm proud to kind of have overcome that and not have that guilt associated with basically getting up, going to work, coming home, getting up, going to work, coming home. Because that's the right thing to do right now. That's the safe thing to do right now. And that was definitely something that took getting used to. But I'm proud to like come out of 2020 accepting that that's just the way it is, and that's okay, and that I'm not wasting time, or I'm not a failure because I'm not doing more. There will be plenty of time for more down the road. I'm also really impressed with the fact that any creative projects happened during 2020. I mean, it was a year where I was working a full-time job for the entirety of the year, as well as not being in the same physical space as a lot of my friends. So the fact that we did anything on the channel, and even like Sam started a podcast, and we still did virtual tabletop RPGs and things like that. So the fact that any of that creativity happened at all is something that I'm really proud of, because it was really easy at times to just kind of get bogged down by the year, and my creativity was definitely kind of like squished at times, or it's just either too emotionally tired to really like have that creative spark. And so I'm really proud of what we did get to create, both things that went on the channel and other projects that we did for ourselves or just for fun. Really happy that there were opportunities for that to happen. So that being said about creativity, that's my response to you, Travis, about 2020, and I kind of want to introduce the next topic that I want us to talk about. And I know it might be a little cliched. I mean, I'm not throwing out like New Year's resolutions or anything, but you did the highlights of 2020. I want to do what is kind of the core of what you're looking for in 2021. For me, I just really want 2021 to be a year of creativity, both for the channel and and also for other projects. There's a lot of things that I want to do, tangible projects, physical projects here at home, things that I want to do with friends virtually, creating content for the channel, doing more with Sam's podcast, doing more with our RPG podcast that we've been talking about, the Homebrew Crew, and writing. I'm not really a creative writer in the sense, I've never been able to write dialogue. Dialogue is always just so clunky to me. But like writing for our tabletops, writing out concepts, creating worlds for Apocalypse. I had created our Apocalypse version, or our Alcatraz version of Apocalypse, and now I really want to create a Titanic version because I'm fascinated with the Titanic, and I think it's such a great setting for a horror RPG. So there's things like that I really want to do in 2021 and really just kind of get that creative spark going again and get these projects manifested and actually get to see some results. So that's what I'm looking forward to in 2021. Travis, please tell me, I have an idea. You've talked a lot about, creative projects and stuff, but just go ahead and share what your, couple biggest goals and pushes for 2021 are. And then we'll have all the New Year's stuff out of the way and we can get into some more nerdy topics and stuff. So Travis, hope to see your response soon. Everybody else, thanks for watching. Stay safe. And until next time, stay nerdy.